Dude, there's a fucking drone, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude. That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, if there's like... Look at that thing. It's rotating.
The United States Department of Defense released a video in December 2017 of the first publicly acknowledged official proof of an unidentified flying object. A 2004 encounter off the coast of San Diego, which is in proximity to many military installations. I find it very ironic that I am making this video, as close associates of my family were the ones to establish the fundamentals of gyroscopic effect for jet aircraft. From 12 seconds on, we hear one of the pilots state that the unidentified flying objects are purposefully going against the wind. Quoting him, "They're all going against the wind. This is most significant and one thing I've noticed nobody speak about." We look at the video from the 22-second mark. As the jet hits turbulence, the UFO also hits the turbulence. However, remarkably, the UFO undergoes a gyroscopic effect while the jet rides against the wave, figuratively speaking. Given the event witnessed, we can assume the architects of the UFO have the ability to predict turbulence and account accordingly. The onset of turbulence can be predicted by the Reynolds number, which is the ratio of inertial forces to viscous forces within a fluid which is subject to relative internal movement due to different fluid velocities, in what is known as a boundary layer in the case of a bounding surface such as the interior of a pipe. A similar effect is created by the introduction of a stream of higher velocity fluid, such as the hot gases from a flame in air. This relative movement generates fluid friction, which is a factor in developing turbulent flow. Counteracting this effect is the viscosity of the fluid, which as it increases, progressively inhibits turbulence, as more kinetic energy is absorbed by a more viscous fluid. The Reynolds number quantifies the relative importance of these two types of forces for given flow conditions, and is a guide to when turbulent flow will occur in a particular situation. This ability to predict the onset of turbulent flow is an important design tool for equipment such as piping systems or aircraft wings, but the Reynolds number is also used in scaling of fluid dynamics problems, and is used to determine dynamic similitude between two different cases of fluid flow, such as between a model aircraft and its full-size version, for example. Such scaling is not linear, and the application of Reynolds numbers to both situations allows scaling factors to be developed. A flow situation in which the kinetic energy is significantly absorbed due to the action of fluid molecular viscosity gives rise to a laminar flow regime. The architects of the UFO witnessed are able to process advanced Reynolds calculations in real time. Actually, to give them some credit, their advanced technological systems can predict turbulence well before it happens. Turbulence is always rotational and three-dimensional, as we know, so the adaptive gyroscopic effect we witnessed from the unidentified craft is brilliant in theory. I would say that fluid dynamics explains a lot about this particular unidentified flying object, and even perhaps how they got here, to Earth. I am able to explain in greater detail the phenomenon we have witnessed today, but given this is not a scientific platform, I rather leave these closing remarks. The unidentified flying objects clearly rerouted on purpose against the wind to toy with our aircraft and teach us how primitive our designs are. In a way, perhaps they are trying to teach us by demonstrating such. We have the ability to understand the workings of such a design, and I dare say we could build such a design eventually. The one pilot stating, "There is a whole fleet of them despite nothing being depicted on the targeting pod visually," is also rather alarming, and the video declassified to the public is just an extract. With the maneuverability demonstrated, it would be a far stretch to say humans acquired such ability to make such an aircraft from an engineering point of view, unless perhaps some came across knowledge from an advanced beyond our own civilization. Thus, it remains unidentified and a mystery.